Hello, I'm Skye Taylor and welcome to Tips and Tricks number 18. Today we're going to talk about different tools that you can use to create some incredible textures. Some of what the big boys use. Now you've seen the designs, but did you see the tools? I'm going to show you all different types of tools to use to get some incredible textures. Plus, I'm going to share with you a little secret that I've known and done for years. I'm going to tell you about that, how to create some incredible texture on the canvas. I'm going to tell you about it. I don't have the time to show you, but you'll understand how it all works. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the tools. Okay, let's see here. Now, you got to excuse me. I know I didn't clean them up, but in a moment of passion, I'm an artist. I will scrape them later, right before I use them the next time. Bad way to do it, but that's the way I roll, so to speak. Okay, now tools like this have different types of textures on them. Now this would be a plasterer's trowel. I believe that's what this is, and it's got the little squares, and that's how they get those circles. They can put these down, and I'll give you kind of a little demonstration. You put this down on it and you go around it by using the edge of these squares, and you can create those circles that you've probably seen. Everybody's done it one time or another. You will too. Okay, but anyways, I picked this tool up for like 50 cents at my resale shop. If you have a resale shop in your town, make a habit of visiting them, because you never know what you're going to find. Some incredible bargains lurk on those shelves. You have to have the eye to be able to see. You never know what you're going to find. Okay, now if you don't have a resale shop, I have a link below. You can go and you can buy this. It's probably, you can get them depending on what you want, between $7 and $12. I have a link with these just for you, so you can check it out. Okay, another tool is, I found this tool at my resale store. Again, it's just it's a putty knife with little ridges on it, and you can again do different types of textures with it. Paid $1 for this. Probably be about $7 if you could find it. You're just regular putty knife. Now you can pick these up at your dollar store for about $1, but you can paint with these. Makes incredible different types of textures. You can go down and make different lines and stick it on the canvas and turn it to make different types of designs. Really neat. Another thing is that sometimes artists will paint with, and you might have even seen it, is a spatula. Try painting with a spatula. A lot of fun. Now, you can pick this up at your Dollar Tree or any dollar store for $1 in all different types. And the object is that you put paint on your canvas and you can paint with it. It's just a lot of fun. And you'll be surprised at some of the techniques that you'll achieve with that. Again, I picked this up at my resale store for $1, I think it was. And it's a trowel. And of course, it's just like a big palette knife. And I can create all different types of designs and stuff with this. You have to keep your eyes open and think when you are looking. Now, you're an artist, you're creative, you see things most people don't see. So by visiting resale stores, you'll be surprised at all the stuff that you're going to find that you might be able to incorporate in your art. Now, what's one of the secrets of adding great texture to a painting? You've seen those little bumps. How do they do that? Figured out a way, thanks to my wife. She's the one that came up with the idea, but I think I've seen other artists do it too. But years ago, she discovered something and told me about it, and I thought, oh yeah, okay, we'll try it. It's called, not as strong as I used to be, it's called poultry grit. Now, this is the stuff that they feed chickens. And what it is it's crushed granite. It's like little stones. Well, let's see if I'll show you some of this, but what you do is you can put this on your canvases and really give great texture. And I'm going to show you some samples of this. and we'll show you how I do it. I'll tell you about it without actually doing a demonstration, but you'll understand how it all works, and it'll fire up your imagination, and you'll be creating some great texture paintings. Okay, here's a picture I did with the poultry grit. As you can see right in here, here's some of it. And this is what the poultry grit looks like. If you were to actually see it, it's a bunch of like crushed little rocks, which are incredible. Okay, how did I do this? Well, if you've watched previous videos, how I make the compound mixture, it's kind of like modeling. You could use modeling paste too. You could put your modeling paste down, and you mix in the these little poultry grits in with the modeling paste, and you create some incredible textures. Now, if you want to save money, watch the video on how that I made my own compound really cheap, and that's what I use right here, my own formula. If you haven't seen this video, here's the link. Okay, how do you make a picture like this? Well, the very first thing you do is you're going to put down your plaster, your compound, mix it in with the gravel, with the little bits of gravel, and let it dry. Then what you do is you paint the whole canvas jet black. Now, the black you'll use is Mars Black mixed with a little gel medium, just a little bit to bind it. And what happens, and make sure you get in all the grooves, and you paint that as every little nook and cranny with a brush until it's solid black. Then when that dries, you're going to take a little bit of maybe turquoise and brush the brush over sideways. The brush would go over sideways. Just to touch the top, skim the surface of this. Just like this. You know, with a little bit of turquoise. And then you'd paint the rest of this maybe turquoise or a color of your choice. Then you would add the white highlights with the side of the brush, just really lightly. You want to just scan the top of it. And that's all you do. And it's basically you're using the brush, the side of the brush, to touch over the top. And then that's all there is to creating an abstract like this. This is just a general demonstration. But you can see how cool that looks. It looks like the bottom of the ocean with the light coming down. And it's a little trick on how to get some incredible texture. Now, when this fully dries, there's no way you could sponge this with a varnish. So what you would have to do is take a brush with the gel medium and brush it over it. Make sure you hit all the nooks and crannies. Now, at the end, what you want to do, you could carry the color over the sides, just like this. See, here's some of the black that was done. You could carry it over the sides to continue it on, or you could just paint the sides completely black. But that's just one way to do some incredible textures, and it's all done with poultry grit and modeling paste or my special formula compound, which will save you a ton of money. And look at the incredible texture I got. You know how much that would cost if you use modeling paste? It would be very expensive even to do this little bit, where this actually cost me not even pennies to do something like this. By the time I got done, just pennies. And I still achieved the same result, and you can see that's solid as a rock. That's incredible. Because the secret is that after you do that, by putting the gel medium with the paint, it locks everything on. It's not going anywhere. Okay, here's how you get this circle effect. You would take your trowel like this, the edge of it, and you would put it down, and you go around like this. And there you have it, just like that. And then lift up. Now, if you wanted to do a full circle, you just obviously just go all the way around until you came back to the beginning. But I did a half a circle on this, and also this area right here. I just like scraped it down. That was it. And I created some interesting effects. Now, what you would do is you would paint the canvas one solid color. underneath it, and then maybe put other colors on the top. And then when you scrape it, you let it dry. You let the bottom color dry. Then you paint over it, and while the paint is still wet, then you do your scratch marks, and the layer underneath will come through. See, that's how you can bring different layers up and create different types of textures. So you want to prime the canvas with the color, the color that you want to show through. Let it dry, then paint wet. While the paint is still wet, then you use your tool to scratch it, and that's what happens. Then you can see the underneath color, and the same with here too. And that's one of the little tricks and techniques that a lot of artists use. And this little technique right here would be done with the back end of a brush, the wood part. You just scratch it in. You can scratch with the back end of a wooden brush to get some different techniques too. And right here, what I did was just a quick 1, 2, 3. Okay, there you have it. A few tips and tricks on textures and how to achieve them. Now, my suggestion is to always check out your local resale stores first. But if you can't find the stuff, I do have a link below to Amazon to different types of the trowels, and I also have poultry on there. It goes to the Skye Mall Artist Store, which is a collection of stuff from Amazon that saves you time. You can search out your products right there, artist stuff. It's all together, and hopefully we got everything. But before you always do that, always check out your resale store to find the bargains. Now, don't rule out your dollar store. Walk down the kitchen aisle. Look at all the utensils. Think outside the box, because there's a world of stuff right there that will create some interesting textures, and it doesn't cost you that much money. So that's what you want to do. And also, like I said before in the video, I do have a link to show you how to make this modeling paste really, really cheap. If you haven't watched that and know how to do that, real cheap. Save you. This costs pennies to make, as opposed to this would probably be over $1 or more in modeling paste. It can get expensive, so you want to always try to make your own if you possibly can, and you don't have to buy the 40 bucket like in the video. I do, because I do a lot of it. So you could buy a smaller bucket of like 5 pounds. You can set your own budget to make it, but it's incredible. Watch that video if you haven't done so already. And hopefully you'll be creating some interesting textures. Be creative. And if you have an old canvas that maybe has a rip in it, use that to experiment. Experimentation is how you grow and how you learn. So always keep a canvas to try different things on and see if it'll work. That's the whole process of being an artist and being creative. Don't rely on me. Use me as a base to jump on, to excel to the stars, to do great things. I'm just giving you an idea. You run with it. Create your own ideas. You're an artist. Be creative. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you just hated this video, give me a thumbs up anyways. Don't forget, my life might be in danger from the other artists. They're going to probably want to get me for telling you all the secrets, and I still have a half a can of coffee left. Okay, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next tips and tricks. Bye! Ooh, bye.